Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on this fantastic Friday for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic week and have a nice weekend planned ahead of you. Today, we're going to be doing something exceptionally interesting. I'm going to be relighting that fire in your belly for Cardano. Many of you are exceptionally fatigued with holding ADA. Now, this is a trait that ADA often embodies. It's often quite a boring cryptocurrency, and then all of a sudden, when everybody's kind of lost interest, boom, it's away. And we are absolutely anticipating that. We will jump into the charts towards the end of the video, but I want to spend the first part of the video playing you this clip. We know that Charles is now in Africa doing his Pan-Africa tour, if you will, where he's going to many different countries within Africa. I think he's going right the way up to Egypt, Ethiopia, a number of countries dotted around Africa, talking about Cardano and the vision. And what I want to do in this video is talk to you about the vision of Cardano. Cardano is not just a fantastic short-term investment, in my opinion, but an even better long-term investment. And I want to be really drilling that home to you in this video. We're going to play this clip of Charles talking about Cardano and what the visions for not only Cardano but blockchain are. You guys know that I believe cryptocurrencies are going to change the very fundamentals of the world that we live in many, many cases for the better. And in some cases, when we talk about things like surveillance, etc., and governmental reach, potentially for the worst. But this clip sums up perfectly what is going on here, why I'm so excited, why I make these YouTube videos day in, day out for you. So let's jump straight into it, guys. We're going to cover a number of things after this, but I really want you guys to pay attention to what Charles is saying here, because this is the true vision, the true roadmap, the true goal for what's going on here. So let's get into the clip, guys. I'll be giving commentary throughout. I'll try and not jump in and out too much, but on points where I really can't help myself, I will be diving in. Let's play the clip, guys. Sit tight, strap yourselves in, and get ready for what's coming.
Anyway, the soul of the company, the heart of the company has always been about changing the systems of the world, improving the systems of the world for everyone everywhere. You see, blockchain technology is really a larger conversation. It's about how does the world globalize? How do we make decisions about how we're going to come together and operate in the 21st century a little differently than the prior centuries? The prior centuries, we saw a lot. We stood on the surface of the moon. You know, we built all kinds of amazing things like planes, trains, and airplanes, and horrific things like nuclear weapons. But the problem is, all those prior centuries, there were winners and losers. There were hierarchies. Some people were on top, some people were on bottom. That was the human nature. And the names would change, the countries would change, the flags and languages would change, but we just accepted that as the status quo. When we look to the 21st century, this may be the first in human history where we don't actually have those winners and losers anymore, these hierarchies anymore. We may actually have one global community where everyone in the world, regardless of where they happen to be born, the language they speak, color of their skin, their gender, lives pretty well. That's been the goal. Now, to get there, a lot of changes have to happen. We have to have great technology. We have to have cultural changes. We have to kind of grow up a little bit as a species. But most importantly, we have to have the right systems and the right incentives behind the systems. Our industry is basically the Swiss Army knife of systems and incentives. It touches everything. It touches voting. It touches property rights. It touches something as fundamental as identity. Who are you? Are you a good person? And it asks philosophical questions of who should be the custodians of these things. Should it be a government, a transnational body, a private company like Facebook or Google or Microsoft or Apple, God help us? Or should it be something else? The power of decentralization is it gives you a paradigm, if you do it right, of instead of don't be evil, can't be evil. It actually gives you the ability to have inclusive accountability. What the hell is that? You don't trust me, you can verify it yourself. So when you vote, normally you trust your government to count that vote, right? Well, wouldn't you like to be able to check the vote yourself? It's a pretty fundamental thing, right? Pretty simple thing. When you give money to the tax man, United States, we do that a lot. You know, we recently just lost another war, go figure. And $84 billion worth of military hardware disappeared. So we went to the Pentagon and said, hey, so can you give us some records on all that stuff that just disappeared? Oh, we lost them, so sorry. Yeah, the IRS can always find my records. Go figure. I can't check any of the data. I can't check the records. Something so simple as that in a modern, hyper-connected society. 2021, most powerful country, or so it claims. The richest country, or so it claims. Certainly the largest debt country. And it just loses records. Wouldn't it be nice to live in a world where anything someone tells you, you can check it yourself and know that it's true, whether it be a credential, your vote, your money, all these things, work your way through. That is what our industry promises. That's what we're after. We're after these things. We're after inclusive accountability, resilience, decentralization. We're after rules, terms, and conditions that do not require transnational agreements or nation states or corporations to play nice. You just simply can do it yourself. Now, why Africa? Well,
excited yet? You know, this is what's really going on with blockchain. This is what's really going on with Cardano. I absolutely love this project. It's a blessing, to be honest with you, that we've stumbled upon it. Me, you guys at the other end of the screens, you have an amazing opportunity to take part as an investor in the future operating systems of the world, whether that be finance, social, governmental. You know, this is huge. Now, I was going to talk about Africa. We made a video a couple of days ago where we spoke about Africa. We love what Cardano is doing in Africa. And it's actually, blockchain technology potentially could give Africa, many countries within Africa, the opportunity to actually outperform the Western world. And this is due to the fact that they don't really have the systems in place to kind of have to topple over. And the fact that in the Western world, we're so stubborn and controlled and monopolized with the systems that we have in place that we're not going to innovate. You know, the banking system has stayed stagnant for like 125 years. Remittances certainly, and because of Africa's, in often cases, lack of systems or corrupt systems or systems that don't work, they're going to be able to monopolize in a far more meaningful way in many senses than the Western world. You know, Europe is also a huge, many countries in Europe is a huge blockchain friendly place. But what's going on here, guys, is absolutely huge. And I understand we are going to play the clip. I don't mean to interrupt the frustration, but a breakout is coming. This is where Cardano's real value is derived from. Not somebody trading it and whales manipulating it, but what's going on underneath the surface, guys. And I'm telling you, I've done enough due diligence into this project, into the founders, into what's trying to be achieved, the technology, even though I'm not a very technologically gifted guy at all. You guys know I've got my background's in dentistry. To be extremely excited and happy to be a part of this. So I'll play the rest of the clip. We'll jump into the price action. We'll jump into some big news for Bitcoin, although we did a longer video on that that's going to come out after this one. Let's play the rest of this, guys. We'll wrap it up. I'll love and leave you to your Fridays. So let's get back into it.
Africa is a really special and interesting continent in that it's going through a massive upgrade right now. There's no allegiances to the systems of the past because those systems haven't historically worked out so well here. So that means over the next 10, 20 years, every single thing from how compliance works to how stock markets are going to work to how national ID works to how academia is going to work are up for change. And as an entrepreneur and an innovator, that's where you want to be. You don't go to where the puck is right now. You go to where the puck is going to be. A long time ago, Don Valentine, he was a Silicon Valley titan. I think he started Sequoia. He said, you know what? I know the future. These semiconductors, these transistors, right now no one pays much attention to them, but that's going to be a big industry. Well, similarly, if the whole world is globalizing and changing, you want to be where all the systems are going to change first. Because if you get it right, collectively, more wealth will be created here over the next 3 decades than Europe, United States, and China combined. Just how it is. That's why America got on top in the 20th century. We just simply had a better system than the competitors. And everything resets when you have technological change. We now live in a global economy. People from here in Africa are going to be on equal footing, people in Europe and America, if we do the things the right way. And then it's a meritocratic race. And I'm going to bet on the people who are tougher, more resilient, and more entrepreneurial. 10 out of 10 times they're going to win. Just that simple. So we have a Pan-African view as a company. We started in a pretty difficult country to do business in, Ethiopia, John. And you know what? We made a hell of a lot of progress because everywhere we looked, we saw well-educated, well-intended people who really did want change. and they worked with us, and sometimes the system worked against us, sometimes it worked with us, but everybody remembered why they were there. And it was the privilege of my career to announce a deal of 5 million people that could grow to 20, that could grow to the national ID system of 110 in a little just a few years. That could grow into a voting system, it grow to a payment settlement system, it grow to anything. It's kind of like the stem cell. Once you're in, and you can keep navigating and growing. And then to think about how do we take that to Kenya and Nigeria, you wake up, that's 400 million people. That's more than the population of the entire United States of America within grasp in 5 to 10 years. A pretty extraordinary thing to think about. And what's most extraordinary is how this will transform the lives of people. Now, boring work has to be done.
We'll leave it there. We don't want to go into the boring work, but this is what's going on. This is huge. What they're doing in Africa, and we've stated it on a number of videos, is a lot more significant than people give credit for. People look at Africa. Africa's the poorest continent. Many people like to point out that it would technically be Antarctica, but anyway, it's a bit of a trick answer that. But what's going on is huge, absolutely huge. The very infrastructures of the world are changing. They're getting innovated, and blockchain is stepping in and filling that role. We're exceptionally excited about the future. When I said at the start of the video that Cardano is not only, in my opinion, a good short-term investment, certainly in this bull run, which is about to get extremely hot, guys. The SEC are starting to talk about a Bitcoin futures ETF. So not an actual ETF, a futures ETF, which is a derivative of an ETF. I am going to start doing some more financial sort of layman's term stuff on this channel. I spent 5 years looking into finance, economics, even though I never went to school to learn any of that or a university. It's all self-taught stuff. But the keys to life often are found in economics and how we got into the systems that we're currently in. And this is what this is all about, systems, and blockchain is changing it. So I'm unbelievably excited about what's to come. I mean, I'm fired up. I mean, this is great. We will leave a link to it in the description. I always forget to do it. You guys know that I own a business and a number of other things. I'm always running around doing stuff, you know, trying to make time to make these videos. But this was just important because you guys are getting fatigued, and I know it, and I understand why. The price is going sideways, but the price went sideways over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. And every single time at the end of that sideways action, you got to break to the upside. And that's what we're anticipating, guys. We've gone over the technicals, we've gone over the TA, we've gone over the fundamentals. I don't think you've got anything to worry about. Somebody asked me earlier, do I still stick to my price prediction of $7.50 to $10, potentially by the end of the year? Absolutely, I think that's achievable. I think that actually could be understating it. And ultimately, if we're going to make a video on when you should potentially sell your crypto. The short answer to that is there's no one answer. It depends what you're, you know, it's a tailor-made question to each individual and their own situation. But I'm going to be keeping some of my Cardano for the long term. I'm going to be keeping around about 20 to 30% of my Cardano indefinitely. You guys know that we set a stake pool up. All In is the name of the stake pool by All In Crypto. This is our official stake pool. We're hoping to get to the point where we can start minting blocks and paying out rewards. And we're getting there slowly but surely. We've only really had it announced for just over 3 days now. Coming up to 4 days, and we are getting there. If you can delegate, guys, please feel free. There's no obligations. You guys delegate it to who you want to. The Discord is set up. We're just tinkering with it. We're getting the website set up, and I'm already in talks with a local charity to actually start making people feel good about staking with us and actually being hands-on with our charitable work, not just giving to a charity, a well-known charity, but actually going out and physically taking part in that. That's something that I'm going to feel fantastic about, and hopefully you guys at Stake to the Pool will. But this is all coming. There's nothing set in stone yet. We are moving there. So if you can, delegate. Delegations are welcome. But remember, guys, you guys delegate to whoever you want to. We have set up a video on how to do that properly through the Yoroi wallet. Make sure you don't send your Cardano to anyone. That's not how staking works, by the way, guys. So if anyone asks you to send them Cardano, do not do it. It is a scam. There's no need for that. In regards to the price, you're just doing the same thing that you've continued to do. But what you are doing is you're failing to put in a lower low. You're failing to come down past this low here. And you are showing some strength. And ultimately, we are just waiting for this breakout. And it's going to be largely colluded with this $2.45 range. Ethereum and Bitcoin are leading the way. We spoke about it in yesterday's video. Bitcoin had some massive news and is actually looking fantastic. You've now broken this level of resistance that we spoke about in the earlier video that we did today. That will be coming out later than this one, where we covered the ETF news in more in more detail. But ultimately, an ETF, a futures ETF, I should say, could be approved as soon as Monday. This is huge. I don't think people really understand what this means, but this means that you're going to see a lot of big institutions and investment firms, companies diving into Bitcoin, because they are going to choose Bitcoin over holding cash on their balance sheets, as cash is inflationary and goes down every single year in terms of buying power, whereas Bitcoin historically has absolutely destroyed cash and outperformed it. This is a trend that we're yet to see. But that's really all I have for you in the video, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. I know many of you are fatigued, tired, upset. Start thinking about Cardano as more of a long-term investment. Ultimately, we are going to be taking profits towards the end of the year. We will update you on that and tell you when we are going to do that. Remember, nothing I say on this channel is financial advice, and it shouldn't be taken as that. This is all just my own opinion, and you guys come up with your own analogies. Just use this as perhaps an information and entertainment source. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only, these videos, and these are all my views, and we try and piece evidence together to back them up. That is really all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave a link to this. This is brilliant. What he goes on about after this is fantastic. It's really comprehensive. What they're doing in Africa is amazing, on an ethical level, on a financial level, on a revolutionary level. Time to get excited, guys. I don't know what all the pessimism and the doom and gloom is about. Seriously, I really don't. The cryptocurrency market is looking hot right now. It's looking like we're in for a fantastic couple of months. Bitcoin's leading the charge. We're seeing Ethereum follow. You are going to see larger altcoins play catch up, and you are going to see Bitcoin dominance fall. Bitcoin price is going to continue to go up, and altcoins are really going to put their foot on the gas, and we're going to have a party, and we're going to have a very merry Christmas, I think. So that's really all I have for you, ladies and gents. I hope you've enjoyed that content. I hope you've not found that too boring and long-winded. I do tend to waffle on. But I'll love and leave you to your Fridays. Enjoy your Friday evening, guys. Please don't spend all the time looking at the chart. If you've done your due diligence, you'll know that what you've invested in is going to do well. I believe I've done that with Cardano. Have a fantastic Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Remember, the all-in crypto stake pool, all in. If you can delegate, it would be much appreciated. But it's up to you guys who you choose to delegate with. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, guys.